Before we start our meeting, I guess was it yesterday? Yesterday she fell, right, wasn't it? Or Nathan's grandmother, Angie's mother-in-law, broke a femur bone and she had surgery at 5 o'clock this afternoon. But Nathan says that they say she's doing well, and so that is great, but that's why Angie's not here. And Nathan will be taking the notes for us tonight. I got 7 o'clock. If you will, let's all stand for a moment.
Our Father and our God, we're grateful that we've had this day to live. We are thankful that you're as close as the very breath we breathe. Help us to know that when thy word says that we live and move and have our very being in thee, that's the way it is. We reach out to thee through thy Son Jesus and ask for help as we live in a very, very troubled time. For those who've gone through surgery, we pray your blessings that things will be successful. For those who've had tests and assessments, and we pray that they'll turn out good. We're grateful for this meeting this evening. We're thankful for everyone that's interested enough to be here and participate. May things be discussed and decisions made that will keep this small community in a good way. Bless every family. Help us as we struggle with life. For we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Well, pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will now call the meeting to order. Since Angie's not here, I will call the roll. Mayor Bolander here. Vice Mayor Richardson here. Alderman Bates. Alderman Carter here. Alderman McLean here. Alderman Rudy here. Alderman Woodward. Since let's see. We did have our special call meeting last time, and as well as the minutes of our regular meeting on February the 9th. The packets were given out on Friday and Saturday, and everyone has indicated that they have read the minutes. And at this time, I will take a motion to approve the minutes from the special call February the 9th meeting, as well as the regular meeting on February the 9th. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion. Do I have a second? Got a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No opposed. There was no more discussion on that, I suspect, or they would have been brought up. Okay. At this time, we will have citizens' input. We will give any citizen here 3 minutes to say whatever they want to say, and we will address it at this time.
I was just wondering if we're gonna get extra police protection. There's only 2 officers at this time. One's part-time, one's full-time. I work in a convenience store, and if they have to come out of Federal, that's gonna take 20 minutes if there's not an officer on duty. So I was just wondering about that.
We are working on that as you speak, ma'am. We are. Anyone else? Okay, next, we will have communication from Commissioner Grady Revis. He's got a little bit of distressing news for us, but I guess we'll take it on the chin. Go ahead, Grady, if you want to stand up there somewhere.
Well, I think I can make it
All
right
right.
here. Don't have a whole lot tonight anyway, because everyone knows, I'm sure we've had a pretty rough month. And we've missed several of our scheduled meetings. In fact, business is reason I'm running a little bit late tonight, I just come out of town. But anyway, I do have a thing or two here that might have to be helpful. Our jail is progressing pretty well on schedule with the bad weather we've had. They've doing real well. It's been close to on schedule with it. The sewer was supposed to, the bid opening was supposed to have been last Thursday, which it did not happen. And it's supposed to happen tomorrow, I think. So that's something we'll see for. And the dog and cat, the veterinary will be here at the Old Petersburg School 1 to 3, February the 21st, for anyone that.
February the 21st.
All right, 1 to 3 o'clock. Anyone needs to get their cats and dogs took care of, and that's really about all I have tonight. Maybe next month we'll have.
What about the FPU deal you were telling me about Sunday?
The what?
The FPU electric bill increase.
Oh, well, okay. I didn't know whether to touch that tonight or not. but
Well, you may as well.
As any of you know that lives in the county, I don't know how your light bill comes in the city, but the solid waste committee has always had a $6 charge to pay for the convenience centers that they bring their garbage to in Fayetteville, Alaska, and Shelbyville, and they pick it up, BFI picks it up and carries it to Murfreesboro. That's what that $6 fee is. Okay, y'all. As you all know, things have been going up all the years, and this is the first time this has ever been raised, but it is gonna be raised from $6 to $8. It might be on your next bill, or it might be another month before they get it on there, but, I, as you say, discouraging news, I hate to say that we are gonna have a $2 a month raise on the solid waste committee. And I would sort of like to say something about that. Although that is on your light bill, FPU itself, Federal Public Utilities, or the electric system, has nothing whatsoever to do with the solid waste committee. The solid waste committee is made up of about 5 or 6 counties that's gone together to get rid of our waste instead of having a garbage dump either here in Petersburg, Fayetteville, Howell, Belfast, wherever it might be. This come about, I believe, in 1992, I believe, is when they formed this group and consolidated as a solid waste committee. And they all gone together, and they are purchasing the 3 delivery stations. And that's a cost at near $1 million. And it's costing Fayetteville or Lincoln County $56 and a few cents to dump that garbage in Murfreesboro, to get it there and dump it to Hall Bill and Transfer Bill, whatever you might want to call it, and get it to Murfreesboro, to that landfill. Alaska's, of course, a little further away, theirs is $65. Shelbyville is like 33
Is that per ton?
Per ton.
Yeah.
For everything that's dumped in that landfill. Now, we had, as all of you know, we had a landfill out at Lincoln. And of course, we closed it. We were still paying. We have to monitor that every month. That's what part of that $6 goes for, is to do away with our garbage or waste, if you want to call it, solid waste. They really, the big name part is garbage, really, to me.
Yeah.
But that's where we at on that, and if anyone has any other questions, I won't tell you I can't answer it, but I'll try, and if I can't, I'll try to get you an answer. If anybody ever has any other questions, well,
I'm pretty sure the city of Petersburg is paying separate, the town is paying for our garbage dump.
If I understand it right, it's included in your city taxes.
Yeah,
In other words, you won't have a $6,
no,
if you live in the city limits, they won't. My light bill, I have one specific that says $6 solid waste because, and like I said about the electric system has nothing whatsoever to do with it. They are doing Lincoln County a favor as being nearly everyone in Lincoln County is served by federal electric. Not everyone in Lincoln County is, because some of them has Dug River electric. Some out on this end has Dug River, and some down this way that has Dug River. And about a year or so ago, there was 60 of them that got together, and because they didn't get their bills, it wasn't on their bill because they were getting their electric bill from Dug River. And all of a sudden, some of them owed $700-800 solid waste. So they decided that, a few of them decided that they would sue Lincoln County. And some of them did. Nearly all of them dropped it. What we've done in Lincoln County was reduce that, so like y'all do sometime, I know you've done once for me. I got a $400 water bill back several years ago, and you reduced that down, and that's what the county done on this particular thing too. They, instead of paying $700, they paid like, I know one for sure, paid like $257 for the whole time.
right.
But that's what it is. But you won't, if you get your taxes here in Lincoln for the city, I don't think you'll see that if I understand it right. It's
Just be county residents.
just county residents. It's in your city taxes.
Right. Thank you, Mr.
That's all I have,
Brady.
right?
What, have you found out anything about the roads assistance?
Yeah, this is sort of a long story, I guess. The problem is, of course, Petersburg is a municipality. Municipalities has to hire their work done. Now, the county will and can and will help and do the work that the county's cost, but their cost has to be reimbursed. The reason for that is ethics. The best way I know to say this is when the city, if the county comes in and does any work for the city, that's taken away from private entities, and that's, of course, against the ethics law. And that's the reason they can't do it. But Tim did tell me now that he would be glad to come and help, pull the sides of your streets and do whatever he could do and would do, and have it paved or whatever it needed to be. But he would have to be reimbursed for what he does. And of course, that would be some cheaper.
How do we find out, like, some close estimates so we can try to prepare for it?
Well, you could contact him, or you could contract someone like Wright Paving Company or Lincoln Paving Company, or someone like that, and show them what you want to get done. And Tim will be more than glad to come and look at what you're wanting to get done and tell you what he can do to an extent and what he can't do. His main problem right now is going to be, and he didn't say this, I'm sort of going out on a limb to say it, I guess, but he has had a full year, and he is going to have another full year with a tornado and some roads that's been giving some problem, and I'm afraid we're going to have a pretty bad problem with our roads after it goes to thawing, and I'm afraid that's going to be another hardship. But contact Tim Gill at 433-2585, I believe that's the county highway department, and he will. I did speak with him a couple of times, And he'll be more than glad to come up here and tell you approximately what it would cost to bring his graders and so forth, so on, and pull your signs in and get that all fixed if you want to do some paving. And then he will also be able to tell you approximately what it costs to pave. Now, paving for the county has got so high, they just don't hardly do any. If you know right now, they have this past summer and are working on one right now, the old
Petersburg, Boone's Hill. Petersburg, Boone's Hill.
Petersburg Pike, the old Petersburg Pike right now, they're working right now. But they're not gonna pave that, they're gonna tar and chip like they did the old railroad bed where I live, and like they did the Fagan Road, and like they did the other side of the, old road down here, and several other ones this past year, because tar and chip is about a third of what paving is. Paving's near $100,000 per mile for paving. Tar and chip's 35, 40,000 per mile, but now Tim can give you all those numbers. I'm just giving you an estimate.
I think I got what I need, I appreciate it, I'll give him a call, probably tomorrow.
And he'll be more than glad to talk to you, although he can't just come up here and you know, fix a road here. And it's certainly not his fault, it's not the county's fault, it's really the ethics.
Well, I wasn't looking for a handout anyway, I was just looking for a little help, you know.
But it'd be good if we could get it, but,
We have to understand though, you can only do it on the Lincoln County side. We have
Well,
to
that's the
talk-
major problem we got here anyway,
Yes,
so.
have to talk to somebody in Marshall County on the other side. I'm gonna be talking to people up there the next day or two anyway. So I'll mention that to them, see what they say.
yeah, I'm sure Mr. Williams will be just as glad to help you as Tim.
Right. Okay, thank you, Mr. Gray. Now we'll have communications from myself. The, update on our truck route signs. The truck route signs are in up there at T-Dot. They've just had so much bad weather, and what good weather they've had to be out clearing limbs and trees and stuff, and he told me about the middle of last week that as soon as they got a extra good day or two, they were gonna come and put all those signs up. So I'm thinking within the next, I'd say by the end of next week, we should have them, if not this week. I'm hoping so anyway. And like I say, I'm gonna be talking to them in the next day or two anyway. As most of you know, we put out the petition to sign up for FPU cable, internet, or telephone. It's over in the lobby over there. And if anyone wants to sign up tonight, we'll make it available for you. Won't be a problem, but what I would like for you to do, if you're interested in it, is also talk to your neighbors and see if they would be interested. This is the city of Petersburg residents only, is the only thing that they're interested in right now. Outside, if we get this, then I'm sure they would start looking at other areas, going out of, like out 244, and they won't even consider the people between here and Howell. They have their fiber optic out to Howell, Fishing Ford Road, but they won't even consider people signing up there to be within our number. They have to have it within the city limits. So, if you will, help us out on that. As far as other communications, I don't have anything else. At this time, we've all looked at our financials, and if there's no discussion on that, I will take a motion to approve the financials at this time.
Make that motion.
I have a motion to approve the financials. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Got a second? Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Ayes carried. At this time, we will look at our police report, approve it for 2015. Brian, you got that with you, huh?
Yes, for the month of February 2015, there were 20 traffic stops, 16 citations, 4 warnings and 1 arrest, 2 welfare checks, 2 domestic or fights, 1 juvenile call, 0 burglary or theft, suspicious activity 6, 0 noise complaints, 5 animal control calls, 3 reckless driver complaints, 7 escorts, 12 motor assist, 0 vandalism, 0 gas drive off, 0 missing person, 0 911 hangout, 1 alarm call, 0 warrants and civil paper served. Assist citizen 15, accidents 2, reports taken 3, assist Lincoln County 1, assist Marshall County 0, assist THP 1, assist EMS 2, assist first responders 0, assist fire department 2, assisted by Lincoln County, Marshall County, and THP all one time. Ending miles for the 2004 Ford Explorer 130 711. Ending miles for the 2003 Crown Vic 120 277. Ending miles for the 2008 Dodge Charger 124 174. Total miles driven 1,640.
Okay, is there any discussion on the police report by anyone? Do I have a motion to approve the February 2015 police report?
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion from Mr. Richardson, do I have a second?
I'll say.
Barbara, second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. The ayes carry. Okay, next, Jack actually had to leave. He came by, but he had to leave sick. I'm going to ask one of the 3 of you guys down there to read the water report, whichever one wants to do it. Gonna do it, Stuart?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Their water purchase from January 24th to February 24th was 1,724,250 gallons. Their water bill was from the same time frame was 1,260,800 gallons. They had a 27% unaccounted for water. Item 1 is Nathan attended the fundamentals of distribution from February 23rd to February 27th. And he is applying to take his distribution test, and if it's approved, he'll be testing in May. Item 2, the truck has been repaired, new decals are ready to be put on. Item 3, radio read transmitters. Transmitters 27 in a box, $134 each. He's recommending that we order 54 transmitters that will get most of the dangerous locations taken care of on the main highway. Cost will be $7,236. No installation cost. Their CI Thornburg will send a person to help with installation. Item number 4, water quality reports are being finalized to be ready for print. Item number 5, inventory is still on our to-do list.
Okay. Any discussion on this?
Why are we back up to 27%?
Well, he had a note on the door that he says there's a leak in town somewhere. Are you familiar with that? You know where it is?
No, we hadn't had much luck finding it, but we went looking today, trying to figure out what's going on.
It could have been just people's water breaking again where it got cold
Well,
again.
it's stuck, usage is up so high right now. It's
Oh,
not
still up.
high, but it's just staying steady, so we think we probably got a leak.
See, we've been running around 15% on unaccounted water, and it's 27%. It is high, it's nearly double.
Yeah.
So I suppose this is something that's going to be worked on in the next day or 2, pretty hard.
Can't find it, it's so wet, can you?
That's the problem right now.
It is, with the ground being saturated, it is, but this will be looked into, and hopefully we'll find it soon, because it's still leaking, we know that, somewhere. And this has to be on our side, not the customer side.
It's on our side.
See, it's on the town side, not the customer side. As far as these radio transmitters, I tell you what, I've went out and read meters, either 2 or 3 times, and it's dangerous out there on the highway. We've got a few radio reads out there, but we don't have nothing like enough to, do it. 27 in a box, and of course, 2 boxes would be $7,236. I was asking Nathan today, these 54, will they not complete the highway from one end to the other with what we've got?
They should, if not, it'll be really close.
We don't, my thinking, and I don't know, I guess we have to buy them in boxes of 27, I don't know. That's the way he's got it shown there. We gotta do one or two things. We got to make a motion to buy these, to approve it or disapprove it, or we've got to table it till the April meeting and maybe try to get an exact number of radio reads we need on the highway. But like I say, he knows, I know, Nathan knows, if you go out there reading with those big trucks and you pull over as far as you can, it's still dangerous. And it's just not, and my thinking on it was we could buy 81 radio reads for us, a little over $10,000. And it's my understanding that we do have the money in the water department to buy, and that it would not hurt us that bad. But
Should we go on and do it now and then have them ready to put in when it starts drying up? What would be reasonable?
it's whatever the board
I think-
wants to do. I'm gonna
I
leave
think
it
the
up to the
code
board.
says that we've got to have 3 bids for anything over $4,000. I'm almost positive I read that this morning. So, we're
Well,
gonna need to get
here's the thing.
3 other
We
suppliers.
can't even get a bid, and we don't even need to get a bid until we
We
get
don't have any we
approved
need.
by the board. Well, the board can approve it, that don't mean we gotta go ahead and buy it, we can get those bids. Who else can we buy from, do you have any idea?
We've always gone through them for the
Well,
most part.
but
Check and
that's,
see.
but we've always bought smaller quantities too, you know.
That's the part of it, so we can check and see. who else
I mean, we can do it,
I'll make a vote to get looked into it and get the ball rolling on it for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you might finally get 2 more bids, somebody might be less than $4,000, might be right close to it. So,
whatever.
I'll make a motion, we get 3
forgetting,
bids. I'll make a motion that we get 3 bids to buy all of the transmitters needed. If it's 54, then make a bid for 54. If, however many we need to get that highway taken care of.
To take care of the highway. But what if we got 65 out there that we need, and we have
Well,
to
any
buy
dangerous,
one?
yeah, any dangerous area is what I'm talking about.
But I'm
No,
saying
no,
if we only have 65 out there that we need, but we gotta buy 3 boxes, that would be
I
81.
think it's close to being about 55 or 60.
I'd say he's still gonna do it.
That's what's out there.
I think once we get 3 bids, I mean, we'll just do what we gotta do.
But, okay,
Okay, motion.
I'll make a motion, we get 3 bids.
Approve the water report there.
yeah,
Okay.
we'll go back to that. Any more discussion on the water report? I'll take a motion to approve the water report for March 12, 2015.
I'll make them.
Got one from Josh Carter. Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a second from Don McLean. Any more discussion? All approved, say aye. Any opposed, no. Okay, now let's go to the motion. You making a motion to get 3 bids on the radio reads that are needed to make the highway all radio read
Yes,
that we can do without stopping and getting out.
right.
All right, I've got that motion. Do I have a second? Josh has seconded that motion. Any other discussion on this?
How are we gonna, get the bids?
We're just gonna find out who we can buy them from, and just send them a request for a bid.
Okay.
You know, and we may go ahead and send whoever this company is. If Jack was here, he probably could have given us some more information on it. And when somebody's sick, you can't help that, you know. He'd have been here if he hadn't been sick. So anyway, so we okay on that then?
I just wondered.
Yeah, we'll have to send a written request for bids once we find who we can find to supply them. And we can send a request for 54 and 81, get two bids, get that way.
Yeah,
That'll work?
that sounds good.
Okay, good deal. Okay, the next thing, let me get back.
Did you vote on it?
Did you vote on it?
I don't think you voted on
Well, I thought we did we
it.
not?
I just
You
made a
got
motion.
got a motion and a second.
Oh, okay, any further discussion? I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, no further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Okay. Now let's watch me. Okay, new business, resolution 2015-1 interlocal agreement. What this is, and I'm sure y'all have read this, but it's an agreement between Lincoln County and the city of, or town of Petersburg. Whereas if our volunteer fire department goes out into the county to help fight a fire and one of them gets hurt, then the county is responsible for the insurance on them. If they're in the town of Petersburg and they get hurt, the town of Petersburg's insurance policy covers them. And Mayor Bill and I have already signed this, Mayor Bill Newman and I have already signed this agreement, and we just have to vote on it tonight, so I would take a motion to, well, wait a minute. Has everybody read these first? Because we sent them out for everybody to read.
I think these have to be read aloud here too.
Okay, I'm gonna let you read the first one then.
Resolution number 2015-1, a resolution approving an interlocal agreement with Lincoln County for fire and emergency services. Whereas the town of Petersburg and Lincoln County provide fire and emergency services using volunteer firefighters both inside and outside the corporate limits of Petersburg, and whereas the town and county desire to formalize the automatic aid response that is provided, as well as to define the status of volunteer firefighters for insurance coverage purposes when providing fire and emergency response, and whereas the attached interlocal agreement sets forth the understanding of the parties for the continued provision of fire and emergency services by the Petersburg Fire Department and Lincoln County Volunteer Fire and Rescue. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the town of Petersburg, Tennessee, that the attached interlocal agreement with Lincoln County for fire and emergency services is hereby approved. Whereupon the mayor declared the resolution adopted, affixed a signature and the date thereto, and directed that the same be recorded. Interlocal agreement between the town of Petersburg, Tennessee and Lincoln County, Tennessee for fire and emergency services. Whereas the town of Petersburg, Tennessee here in town and Lincoln County, Tennessee here in county provide fire and emergency services using volunteer firefighters both inside and outside the corporate limits of Petersburg. And whereas the Petersburg Fire Department and Lincoln County Volunteer Fire and Rescue operate stations in close proximity to each other within the town limits. And whereas the same cadre of volunteer firefighters provide staffing for both the town and county fire apparatus responding seamlessly to fire and emergency calls both within and without the town. And whereas the town and county desire to formalize the status of these volunteer firefighters, for instance, for insurance coverage purposes when responding to fire and emergency calls in accordance with the terms of this agreement. And whereas the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of Petersburg, Tennessee find and determine that the agreement is advantageous to and serves the public interest of the town. And whereas the Lincoln County Commission find and determine that the agreement is advantageous to and serves the public interest of the county. Now therefore, the town and county agree as follows. The automatic aid shall be provided for fire and emergency services inside and outside the corporate limits of Petersburg using equipment owned and maintained by the town and with the equipment owned and maintained by the county in the response area of Lincoln County Volunteer Fire Rescue Petersburg Station. The volunteer firefighters responding to a fire or emergency call within the corporate limits of the town of Petersburg from either the town station or Lincoln County Fire Rescue Station in Petersburg shall be considered for insurance purposes to be working for the town. That volunteer firefighters responding to a fire or emergency call outside the corporate limits of the town of Petersburg from either the town station or Lincoln County Fire Rescue Station in Petersburg shall be considered for insurance purposes to be working for the county. This will do.
Go ahead and read.
Interlocal agreement between the town of Petersburg, Tennessee and Lincoln County, Tennessee for fire and emergency services, page 2. This agreement may be terminated by either party with 6 months written notice to the other at the following addresses. Town of Petersburg, Tennessee, attention Mayor, 120 East Side Square, Petersburg, Tennessee, 37144. Or Lincoln County, Tennessee, attention Mayor, 112 Main Avenue South, room 101, Fayetteville, Tennessee, 37334.
Go ahead. It was.
Approved, Town of Petersburg, and signed by the mayor and dated February 9th, 2015. Approved, Lincoln County, Tennessee, signed by the county mayor and dated February 9th, 2015.
At this time, is there any discussion on this resolution? Any questions? At this time, I'll take the motion to approve Resolution 2015-1.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Robert makes that motion. Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Got a second? Don? All in favor say aye. Any opposed say no. Ayes carried. Next, we have Resolution 2015-2. Mr. McLean, you want to read that?
Resolution 2015-2, whereas the town of Petersburg is eligible for home funds through the Tennessee Housing Development Agency, THDA, and whereas there exists a need to rehabilitate owner-occupied homes for low and very low-income individuals, and whereas the town of Petersburg wishes to make an application for said project. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor be authorized and directed to execute and submit an application for home funds in the amount of $500,000. The mayor be authorized and directed to enter into all necessary agreements to receive and administer such grant funds. The total cost of the project is $500,000 and is paid 100% from grant funds. Passed and so ordered this 10th day of March 2015.
I guess you might need to read the THDA home program facts. Those that are here might want to know what the facts are.
It'd be nice if this was 12 or 14 points. Cities and counties apply THD home program facts. Cities and counties apply for grant funds. Once awarded, the community takes applications from residents which are stored. Homes are repaired accordingly. 100% grant, no match. Once work is complete and inspected, we will prepare a pay request for the state and they will approve, send money to the community. The community will pay the contractor. Community is flow through only, no money out of pocket. Funds can be used to bring owner occupied, no rental property or vacant home to code. Applicants must be low income and show proof of income. Applicants must show proof of ownership, a deed, a 99-year lease, or a life estate. Repairs include anything that violates codes, roofs, handicap facilities, and so forth. Applicants must be current on property tax. Home funds are used to make forgivable grants to property owners. Owners must agree to a 5-year compliance period. During that period, the owner cannot sell the home without triggering repayment of the grant. This ensures that the recipients don't simply get the home repaired and then sell the property. The grant will be forgiven 20% each year until the 5 years are complete. Property owner must sign a deed of trust and grant note agreeing to the compliance period. In case of death, as long as the heirs do not sell the property until the compliance period is over, they can remain in the property, rent, or leave the property vacant, but will be responsible for any taxes, mortgage, and so forth. Under the facts here, cannot rehabilitate mobile homes. Maximum allowed to spend per home is $40,000 unless lead paint is present. Inspector determines what repairs are needed. However, this is a voluntary program. Homeowners do not have to participate if they don't agree to the required repairs. Deadline for submitting applications is March 6, 2015. Should be awarded mid to late summer 2015. Communities in SCTDD, I assume that's South Central Tennessee Development Department,
Yeah.
with current grants. The City of Cowan, City of Deckard, Franklin County, Coffee County, the City of Lawrenceburg, and the City of Columbia.
That deadline for submitting application, March 6th, was, I think that was our application for, that was the deadline, but we have been approved for the program. So anyway, resolution 2015-2, any questions on that? No discussion? I'll take a motion to approve resolution 2015-2.
I'll make a motion.
Rudy makes that motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Barbara makes a second on that. Any further discussion? No discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Philip, I think we need to get this out and let the homeowners know that we have this going,
Well, yes,
because it'll help a lot of people.
we'll post it on the window, and we'll probably need to put it, we'll put it in the, I'll try to get it put in the next Petersburg newsletter too. Some way, somehow. Right. No opposed, motion carries. Updates on town boards and commissions. As far as codes are concerned, we don't have anything going on codes right now, if you know of. JECDP, that meeting is always the Tuesday after our board meeting, which I went to the one last month, and the discussion of that had to do with Marshall County satellites and so forth like that. That was not advantageous to Petersburg. It was good information for that area, but and they do have, at other times they'll have information that will be advantageous to our area as well. Don and I will be going to Chapel Hill in the morning to a full board meeting, and it will be a breakfast meeting, and then we hope to get some good information out of that one. And that is all I have on that. Planning Commission, Mr. Don?
Yes, we met last Monday night. We welcomed James Burns as the newest member of the Planning Commission. We haven't heard anything else from East Side Church, so we're waiting for them to give us anything else. Citizen Ken Stem shared plans for considering building a residence. That property is on Hill Street, and we assisted him at that point with the information he asked for on what to do to secure a proper permit for that. And he took that, and I have in my hand at this point for the planning commission to review and a recommendation, that information from us, which will be considered the next time that we meet with it. We're also be looking for training sessions that we can attend later in the year, as we did at the end of last year, because the first three, I think, that are scheduled right now are several miles from us, so a little inconvenient for that as we try to go as a group. It's usually a 4-hour session at night if we can do it, or in the morning or something. So we'll be trying to do that again this year.
We'll be talking to Don Nelson tomorrow about that.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Okay. Fire department first responders, Mr. Williams.
On that planning commission,
Yes, sir.
I also found in the codes that the planning commission is supposed to be making recommendations to the board as far as property codes are concerned.
Once that's approved by the planning commission, it will be recommended to the board. We don't approve it.
No, I'm talking about like when we had the guy come in last meeting wanting an extension, that wouldn't necessarily be a planning commission decision, that would be a board decision, because you would recommend action on that
The
case.
planning commission has nothing to do with that cleanup situation.
Well, when it happened, you said this is a planning commission matter,
I did.
and I didn't.
If I did, I
say
was
it.
wrong.
Okay, well, I just wanted to clear that up, so in the future, if somebody comes in, we all gotta say what happens.
Now, I did tell Mr. Stem that was a planning commission matter, and I don't remember telling Mr. Cooper.
Well, either way.
Either way.
It's out now, so.
Well, if
Yeah,
I did,
and
if
brought
I
it
did,
in
I
if you
was
needed
wrong,
it,
yes.
so that's good to go. Now, I'm a fire department, unless you got
That's
more.
it.
Fire department, I was gonna tell y'all, we cut a bunch of trees during the ice storm. I think, 20-something trees were in the road. We went all the way, like, probably 3 miles out 130, and we went out the toll gate, we went out 129, and of course, stayed roaming in here. Then there's that crazy wreck on the bridge in the last ice storm. I ended up taking a guy to Fayetteville because he was from Louisiana, didn't have nowhere to go. All right, we got our quarterlies done and all of our inspections done for the quarter. We got 2 members going to hazmat ops. They'll be finished the weekend of the 20th of this month. And we got another member that's going to be finishing his rookie class live burn the last weekend of this month. We're not going to be selling Mother's Day flowers this year because the Boy Scouts are having a rock garden fundraiser for Mother's Day. We didn't want to step on their toes, but we're going to post on our website if anybody's interested. The contact information for the Boy Scouts to buy their flowers and get them for Mother's Day. And we've been working on these brush piles at the community center. We burned about a quarter of that ginormous one in the back the other day.
Also that I told Merle and Nathan, if anybody wants to bring their tree limbs and stuff down to
Oh, that's fine.
well, I'm talking about down to the senior center, that pile we got started
You
down
got a
there.
pile down there?
Yeah, we got a big pile, and they can bring them down there, and
When we get done with this one in the back of the community center, we'll take the trucks
yeah,
down there.
we can, once we get everything that we think of cleaned up, then we can do a burn on that also.
Yeah, we'll be glad to have you.
Yeah.
And that's all I've got.
Okay, senior citizens, Ms. Trish?
Yes, sir. Well, best one-word description of the Senior Citizen Center for the month of February was hibernation. As we heard from all the other folks here, we know that February was a pretty cold, nasty month. When the Lincoln County schools are closed, our Senior Citizen Center is closed also because South Central Human Resource Agency closes their kitchen. We don't get any food for the day, and so we're closed. And there were 7 days in February that the schools were closed, which left us 13 days of operation. So our numbers this month are not real outstanding, I'll just tell you that to begin with.
As low as the temperature, huh?
Exactly, exactly. We do currently have 43 registered participants, and I think maybe Ms. Joe mentioned last month that we could lose members for health reasons mostly. People can no longer get out and get about and get to the center. Some give up driving, and sometimes that's a good thing, although we do miss them at the center. But, and we have a lot who are just too ill to come and they're homebound now. So we are really looking forward to that warm, sunny spring weather that maybe we'll be able to entice some new folks to come down and join us with our fun at the center. Even with the inclement weather, we did log 80 hours of recorded volunteer time at the center. We served 158 meals in our dining room. Unfortunately, we had to cancel 2 of our most popular activities, which are our birthday party and our monthly potluck. So those were 2 big attendance days that we didn't get to have. We did deliver to the homes 100 meals, and the van traveled 240 miles to do that. So we get a total of 258 miles, of 258 meals were served by the Petersburg Senior Center. We did manage to conduct 28 scheduled activities in February. 24 of our 43 participants did show up during the month, and that's a 59% participation rate, so overall that's pretty good. We are continuing to try to get the word out on how to apply for the home delivered meals, and we are beginning to see some progress with folks telling us that they have called the district, they have gotten on the waiting list, and maybe their name will come up. They're still being told it's a year's waiting list, so I'm trying to encourage folks not to be discouraged and just call and get on the list and then call back and check on their status from time to time. We continue with our ongoing Rata Cutlery fundraising efforts, and we're finding that it continues to be well received. We continue to make sales and replacing orders with the company at least a couple of times a month. Our members are happy and enthusiastic. And as I said, their center was in hibernation this month, and we're really, really looking forward to warm, sunny weather so we can see our numbers grow.
Thank you. Okay, anything on Parks and Recs? Oh, Brandy, okay.
We've got extravaganza coming up on March the 28th from 2 to 4 at the park. That's our big event going on right now, and we're in the works for our Petersburg Proud Day this summer. We've got a lot of things going on with that too. Hopefully big plans.
Got the date set on that yet?
We are just trying to decide between 2 dates. So there's...
Yeah. What month?
It'll be in June.
June. Yeah.
We had a meeting our last meeting that we invited the committees and stuff to, but I think there was just a lot of stuff going on, and I think we just had one member from the fire department that was represented, and then the Lions Club was there. So,
I forget about them. Somebody called me and I'll come to the meeting. Somebody just let me know. Cause I forget, just like a lot of people. I don't
we'll
mean
set
to.
one probably, well, we'll have to at the end of this month at our next meeting, so.
Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. You were out of school a few days too in the month of February, weren't you?
We were.
Okay, that's all we have for tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming. We like to have this room full of people, citizens, and we do want to get the word out about our FPU sign up for cable, telephone, or internet. And if there's anything that anybody has a question about, feel free to call us. If I'm not here, leave word and I'll get back with you. At this time, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Barbara made the motion to adjourn and Stuart seconded. Any discussion on adjourning? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. We are hereby adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Lori.